royalties deal. He has stated that Adani don't require any taxpayer money. We would like him to rule out asking the government for a royalties deal. We're also asking the Queensland Government, Premier Palaszczuk, Deputy Premier Jackie Trad, to rule out the possibility of any taxpayer money going to Adani. We don't want them to consider any royalties deal, and Premier Palaszczuk has in the past promised that there would be no public money, taxpayer dollars going to Adani.
Can I just get your first and last name again, thank you?
Marie Carvolth.
M-A-R-I-E-C-A-R-V-O-L-T-H.
Deal with Adani with the Queensland State Government. We're really concerned that potentially a low royalties agreement might be dealt on September 30 between Adani and the Queensland State Government, which means that they'll pay little to no royalties for a period of up to say 5 years, which is what they've had on the table before. And we're concerned that public money should be going to essential services like hospitals, roads, schools and public infrastructure. And we're really worried about the kind of reputation, I guess, of Adani. Adani has already been, I guess just yesterday was, there's a court case now before the Queensland Government is taking Adani to court to prosecute them over misinformation, and this has been a consistent theme with Adani. And we're really worried that this money from the public is going to go into the hands of a multi-billion-dollar corporation, and we're never going to see it again, and they're going to get away scot-free with us paying for their money and bailing them out, basically.
What does it tell you about them being charged yesterday with misinformation before they've even started digging holes for the mine? I mean, does it tell you that the company's not good at least dotting its I's and crossing its T's?
Yeah, well, I think that's literally what the problem was. They didn't dot their I's and cross their T's in this situation, and this has been a pattern. Adani's notorious for this. They've been prosecuted for spills in the Kelly Valley wetlands. That they've been alleged to have done illegal stage 2 works in bore drilling. That this is a company that has a really, really terrible track record of bribery or alleged bribery in India, and alleged bullying and intimidation within local communities in India. This is a company that has a terrible track record environmentally in India, and they've got access to already a lot of subsidies from the community. There's free water for up to 60 years, and they've got access to the Great Artesian Basin. So this is a company that we don't want to give any more profits to. We don't want to give any more concessions to. We really want to stop this from happening, because it could be a potential environmental disaster.
Are you hoping to see Mr. Dow today? What are your plans to say to him?
Yeah, I think that there's a few people inside who are going to be asking questions of Mr. Dow, and they're going to be asking him particularly around the jobs. Fiona Nash from the National Party has been on record saying that Adani's only guaranteeing 100 permanent jobs for a project of this scale. To put that in perspective, there's like 9,000 people that are employed in the Gold Coast Health Service. That this is absolutely not a good investment for Queensland or for Australia. So we're going to be asking questions around the guarantees for people, and we're going to be asking questions around the royalties. There's a lot of concern about this becoming the billion-dollar loan in reverse, and it's just a massive tax concession for Adani, and they're just going to get away scot-free without money.
What's your role with Adani on the Gold Coast today?
Yeah, so I'm the coordinator for Stop Adani Gold Coast.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, sorry for the late notice.
And they're beautiful. What is the problem?
Hold it tighter.
Get away. Don't want to have to get away. Don't take anything.
Yeah, I think just wait. They pay royalties on that to buy that resource from Queensland. But our politicians are considering whether to cut a deal.
Being busy today?
So that they don't have to pay a very
Pre-arranged meeting here, which has been publicised. So a small group of peaceful protesters have shown up to register their discontent with Adani, and we're just ensuring that the public access to the roads and the footpaths isn't blocked, and ensuring there's no breach of the peace, but not anticipating having to use any force at all today.
No worries. It's been, the protesters have all been well behaved and...
Yet they're cooperative with us. They're here to achieve their protest objectives, not to cause violence or mayhem, so we're quite happy to allow them to peacefully conduct their protest.
Not a bad job for a Wednesday, right?
Oh, it's a nice day out in the sun. Why would you live anywhere other than the Gold Coast?
Good stuff, Brendan. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Spell that for me.
Graham, Graham,
Graham, you have been at the business luncheon today where Lucas Dow has spoken. Can I ask, first of all, why you went to the luncheon?
We went there because we're very concerned from a climate perspective that the Adani mine is going to be so destructive to the climate. But the Adani mine is a small part of the Galilee Basin, and the total coal in the Galilee Basin, it's the largest untapped reserve, second largest untapped reserve in the world.
What were questions asked of Mr. Dow there today?
Yeah, there were quite a lot of questions. Our concern was particularly around the royalty deal and around jobs. About jobs, he was claiming that there'll be about 1,500 jobs in construction. When we asked him about long-term jobs, he was very vague. He said typically a mine of that size is 1,500 jobs. Well, maybe he's thinking a mine of the size of the entire Galilee Basin, but 100 or 200 jobs is more than likely the outcome.
And were you satisfied with what you heard today? Do you think that he was preaching to the converted, given it was a
largely preaching to the converted, no doubt about that. Although there were some good questions. I think he expressed the fact that the coal mining is still essential for thermal power stations. My background is in hydroelectricity all my life. The cost of renewables supported by pumped hydro is around about $50 to $60 a megawatt hour. The cost of new thermals is around about $100 to $120 a megawatt hour. And even existing thermals are being shut down because it's not viable to upgrade them, to do major maintenance on them, because renewables are so much cheaper. He's spreading the story that the poor Indian people need to have a coal power station that needs to be subsidised by the government by renewables. The reality is coal power stations around the world are not comparable, not comparable in terms of price with renewables. No way.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, this side's better, and you're getting what you want.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a few photos, then a video, just to kind of raise some awareness about the potential for a royalty concession with Adani.
Yeah,
we don't want any public money going towards the companies.